Okay, joining us today is number 16 for the Manchester Phoenix, Brett Cloutier. Brett, welcome to the interview.
Oh, thank you very much, Andy.
And Brett, obviously you're a returnee to the Manchester Phoenix for this year, and everyone knows that you're a very popular character last year. And what is it about you? I mean, other than the fisticuffs that you occasionally get involved in, what is it about your personality that really appeals to right across the spectrum of supporters?
Well, I think that the fisticuffs are the number one thing, but I wouldn't call me a popular character. I'm probably just a character. I just go out there and just goof around, keep it loose in the room, and I think they like that too. They enjoy someone who just talks to them and doesn't give them no bull, just has a good time with people.
And you say about having a good time with people. Obviously, people see you when you do get involved in a bit of an altercation on the ice, and everyone sees a very angry person then for obvious reasons. But there's a gentle side to Brett Cloutier as well, isn't there?
Well, see, that's the thing. As much as I am gentle off the ice, it just builds up being so gentle that I just have to take it out on someone. So I'm going to take it out on their team, obviously. And, guys who step up and want to go, I usually am pretty angry when I'm into it. As you've seen some pictures, my facial expressions, not that I'm the prettiest guy, but my facial expressions while I'm fighting is not very nice.
No, exactly. And obviously, that surely is the toughest role in ice hockey, is playing the role that you play. Obviously, Tony Hand brings you into Manchester to play the game, but when necessary, you're the guy that steps up to the plate. And that surely has got to be... Does that play on you at any time mentally, that possibly every night of the week or every night of the season, you might have to step up and drop the gloves?
No, it doesn't really affect me that much. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I've been getting hit in this hard head of mine for a long time, so it doesn't really bother me too much. I think about the fights maybe before the game if I know there's a tough guy there, and if we have to go, I got to do my scouting, see how he's going to do, what I'm going to do. But I don't think about it whenever I'm on the ice. If it happens, it happens. Whenever I drop my gloves, and I know what I'm going to do, and I'm pretty educated on a lot of fighters. I ask a lot of questions of guys if I haven't seen them, ask other guys, and usually just let her rip and try to hit them harder than they hit me.
So it actually is quite scientific then. It's not just a case of the red mist comes up. You do actually do a bit of research into the guys that you may have to tangle with.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to, go out there and, blind, maybe take them out for dinner. And, it's just not the way it goes. You got to do your math. And, I'm in it to win it. I'm not going to go into a fight thinking, all scared. So, it's a bit of an art, I guess you could say. But again, it's just I've always said whenever young kids ask me, they go, hey, how do I fight? I want to learn how to fight. I go, here's my advice to you. Hit him more than he hits you. Because that's basically what it is,
Sure. Brett, going back to hockey now, and obviously the most important part of the job as far as the team's concerned. Last year you had a terrific second half of the season after you joined Manchester. I think you got something like 20 points in 23 games. How pleasing for that was you personally?
Oh, I was really pleased because I came out of Sheffield, and I was on the first line there, and then they put me the third, and then I was on the second, the first, and the third, and the ice time really wasn't up to par, and Tony played me a ton, and I got to show him what I could do, and that's probably why I'm back here first and foremost, because Tony's more about the team and winning hockey games, and I'm sure the fighting, obviously the fans like it, so that's a big part. But I was really happy with last year, and hopefully I can put together the same amount of points as I did last year.
And looking at the makeup of the team this year, obviously we had a good room in Manchester last year, but I get the feeling early doors that there's a really good feeling amongst the guys that Tony's recruited already this summer.
Well, that's one of the main reasons I came back too. Is that Tony? He usually grabs guys. He looks at the person as well as the player, and if he doesn't think you're a good guy, he's not going to have you here. And we got a good crop of guys, and everyone gets along really, really well. And I'm really excited about the season because it takes a lot off of playing whenever you like the guys that you're playing with, and there's no one that feels like they're above the team, and everyone's just on the same page, and we're all rolling together.
And of course, you were a little bit influential in a couple of the guys coming who knew you from previously, most notably, of course, Brian Passmore.
Well, yeah, I got sent down a couple of times, I think, a couple of years ago, and every time I got sent down, Brian Passmore was there. So I played with him in, I think, 20 games, but he was just a pleasure to play with, and he was a good guy. And like I said, Tony asked me, what was this guy like? And I said, he was a real good guy to play with, good team player. And lo and behold, look at he's living here, and he's living with me. I feel bad for him, to tell you the truth.
You mentioned getting sent down. For those people that maybe don't understand what you're talking about there, can you just explain the hierarchy of the game in North America and the way players move about between teams and levels?
Well, there's the NHL team, and I get paid by the NHL team in there, but I get sent down to the American League, which is the second highest league. And then if I wasn't playing up to par, I guess, and I got sent down for 10 games to the East Coast. So it's that kind of kind of level mentality. There's three basic leagues, and I went down to the third league and then got called right back up. So I was pretty happy I didn't stay down there for too long.
I was going to say, does that become a bit of a blow to the confidence when you've been drafted by an NHL club, and you were drafted by the New Jersey Devils, one of the biggest clubs, and then suddenly to find that you get cut and sent down to a minor league team and then go down again? Does that really affect the confidence?
Yeah, it affects it big time. But, you just got to keep your head and just keep playing hard. And like I said, I was only down there for 2.5 weeks. So it was a bit of a bitter 2.5 weeks. But you got to keep your head on your shoulders, and you're still trying to help that team you're going down to. So you can't, like I said, think you're above anyone else and just go out there. You still got to play hard and get yourself back there, which I did. And, it all worked out.
And having been drafted by New Jersey, obviously at the time they were a very, very strong team. How big of a personal disappointment that you never actually got your chance to do it in the show?
Well, that was a really tough squad to make. I mean, they had a good core of veteran players, and there was one rookie that made it a year, and that was usually slotted for the first rounder. I was a second rounder, but I still couldn't make it. So, it was a tough squad to crack. Am I mad I got drafted there? Not really. I'm glad that they took a chance on me and drafted me there, but I would have rather gone to a different club. But I'm really honored to be in their organization. Then I went to Ottawa, and I was really happy with their organization. I played all 80 games in Binghamton, the American League, and they never sent me down. I had a great time. And,
of course, you mentioned Ottawa there. You're originally from the Ottawa area, aren't you?
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a good time to play there, but couldn't get the call up. But, you try, and if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards, and that's why I'm here, and I'm just having a good time, and it's really exciting playing this league.
Would Ottawa have been your first choice as a youngster growing up in Canada to be drafted by, or did you have another team who was maybe your favourite?
Well, if there's a kid who likes football and he's from Manchester, you think he wants to play for United or City? Of course, I wanted to play for the Senators, but they didn't draft me. New Jersey picked me up earlier, but I ended up with them anyways, at least for 1 year, and it was a real honour being there.
Absolutely. So for a Canadian, a lot of people don't know this, but lacrosse is actually the national sport of Canada. But everybody just goes crazy for hockey. Have you ever played lacrosse?
Yeah, I have, and I think that's an absolute joke that it's the national sport, because obviously more people play hockey than lacrosse. But going back in the day when the natives were playing, they made that the national sport first. So it's definitely a similar sport to hockey. But I never got into it. It wasn't my thing.
Is it something that's played widely at school?
Oh, yeah. They have teams, like I said, in high school and elementary school you play it, but I never got into it. I just couldn't stand it, really.
So you were one of the generation that started to play hockey on the proverbial backyard rink?
I was one of the players that saw lacrosse players and wanted to just beat them up. So I just stuck with hockey. That's my go-to.
But your family's got connections with hockey. You've got a brother, I believe, who plays hockey as well.
Yeah, my brother plays in the Ontario Hockey League right now, so the top junior league in Canada. There's 3 of them, and he plays in one of them. And I don't know, he's on a top team, I think, too. They're playing really well, and hopefully everything pans out for him. This year's his draft year, and I hope he gets drafted.
So where's the draft this year? Will he be in attendance?
Yeah, he will, actually. It's going to be in Ottawa, so hopefully he gets drafted. He'll have a lot of family and friends there, so backing him. So we'll see how it goes.
Because I've watched the NHL draft, and I suppose a lot of people have on television, and it's a very, very emotional and kind of stressful day for the guys who are sat there waiting to be hopefully selected.